The ancient Turks and Armenia. Judging by Herodotus, previously Armenia was the name of the country located in the head of the Euphrates River neighboring to Cilicia in the southeast of Anatolia. Irevan Khanate had noted that Armenians inhabited in thousands of Caliphs, but according to Xenophontus, Armenia's neighboring country of Caliphs inhabiting in eastern Anatolia and north of Armenians. These authors lived in 6th 4th century BC. Later, Byzantine Stefan located them in the same area near the pond, near to pond on the Thermodenta River, from where Amazons and Gargars came to Transcaucasia. Besides it, Byzantine Stefan enlarged the term Armenia till the Pure River. If in the early antique sources the name Armenia covered the small district in the eastern Anatolia named as Little Armenia in the 1st century BC, the boundaries of Armenia extended till the Caspian Sea and was named as Big or Great Armenia, containing the lands of Azerbaijan between the Araz and Kur rivers, as well as the spacious Aghrodar region from the Araz River to the Sevalnik region. This division first was vividly expressed in the geography by Strabon, an author living from 1st century BC to 1st century EC. Strabon clarified that Armenia previously had a large space, but the commanders of the Seleucid ruler Great Antioch Artashku and Zariardu enlarged the boundaries of Armenia by means of conquering of the areas belonging to neighboring Medians, Iberians, Caliphs, Mosinics, Catalans, and Surians. Hereby, Strabon adds that all speak in the same language. So, however, it's not understandable which linguistic situation Strabon means. Although several scientists assume linguistic Armenization of these conquered regions, but the advanced languages in these regions were Persian and Turkic, acting as the intercourse language among various people, including in Armenia. As the Caspian region belonging to both Albania and Atropatena became the object of conquest by Artaxerxes I, Strabon, basing upon own geographical conception, located Armenia and Media on the line of Tower leading into the Caspian Sea. It was appearance of the geographical name Great Armenia, the territory which contained the regions behind the Araz River, the Aghrodar region, and the right bank from Albania to the Caspian Sea. The inhabitants of Armenia in ethnic and linguistic relation always very dissimilar. So the meaning of the Great Armenia never was ethnic or a politic but geographical one. Counting the nationalities of the Caspian zone, Dionysi, Huns, Albanians, Caducees, Marids, and other ones, but never had mentioned Armenians. Strabon calls in the north of Mesopotamia within Tauri the Armenians, besides the Medians, Parpans, Kulicians, and others. Strabon calls the inhabitants of the small and great Armenians Armenians, bordering upon Iberians and the Albanians in the north and Median Atropatenians in the west. So, the ethnonym Armenians are applied by Strabon as inhabitant of Armenia without any ethnic and linguistic composition. Only in one case Strabon inclines to link the Armenians from the small Armenia with Arabians and Syrians. Thus, the name Armenian has no concrete ethnic composition by Strabon and means an inhabitant of Armenia. On this background, even the Armenian kings were simply the inhabitants of Armenia, or those designated from the outside, and their levies consisted of various ethnicities. So in a way, despite of the difference of assumptions of the time of conjunction of the ethnic meaning Armenian and High remains problematic. It happened in the process and after acceptation of Christianity by Hais Armenians. As a result of the administrative reform of Sassanids in the 4th century, Armenia, Albania, Iberia, and Atropatena were united into the northern administrative region, including also the Aghrodar district, the inhabitants of which predominantly consisted of the Turk ethnicities. It's proved also by the toponymy of this region. Thus, Strabon, speaking about the towns of Armenia, mentions them on the bank of the Araz River in the Aghrodar region. He notes regarding the Artaksak town that it's a flowering town and the capital of the country. It's located on the ledge similar to the peninsula, and the river flows in front of on its walls, excluding the space on an isthmus is surrounded by ditch and palisade. The name of the city was pronounced as Artashat in the language of the local inhabitants. The ancient Greeks pronounced it as T due to absence of the sound sh. Indeed, the historical Artashat used to locate on the bank of the Araz River near to the Kichikvedi village in the Aghrodar region. The city was established on a low chain of mountains anciently surrounded by the Araz River. Probably the river ramified classified here into branches. The archaeological researchers discovered that sometimes a fortress Aras was constructed on this rocky height surrounded by the Aras River. Consequently, the name of the city shall conform to the geographical landscape of the area, but not the occasionally similar words. The name Artashat occurred on the ground of the Turkic languages, where the word Art means plateau, mountain ridge, and the word Shat has a meaning of a rocky height, mountain, ledge, river, branch. Considering this interpretation, Artashat may be etymologized as a plateau on the river bank, and it quietly confirms to the Strabon's description regarding the location of Artashat. Let's know that the modern Artashat has nothing in common with the historical Artashat, and in renaming of Turk name Gamarlı. Artashat was neighboring to the historical Twin city characterized by Moses Korensky as the Persian word meaning a hill, but the Persian language and especially the Pahlavian one does not contain such a word. The name Twin is formed from Turkic Daban with consequent meanings of hill pass. The name of the command trade center specified by Strabon and located in the zone of Eastern Anatolia belongs to the Turkic ethnonym Kuman, certified still in the Sunni form. They are located the Adiabani country in the north of Mesopotamia, close to Armenia. According to Strabon, the inhabitants of this country were called Sakopod, meaning the position of Turkic languages Sakhipt, Saklecht. In the Middle Ages, Armenia had inhabited tribes owing Turkic ethnonyms. The Turkic ethnosis inhabited an entire Armenia, including the Arida region, and participated in the Christianization of the region. Upon occupation by Arabians, the Arida region was included into the Azerbaijan administrative region as well as into various Azerbaijani and Turkic ethnoses. The Arabian sources previously included all species Irevan region into Azerbaijan because this region was entirely included into the Sasanian Empire and governed by the same governor. However, the Caliph Abdul Malik ibn Mirvan realized administrative division where the geographical interpretation Armenia's preferred. Thus, all Azerbaijani lands besides the other ones remained in the territory of the administrative unit Armenia, and the Irevan region fell into the composition of the third Armenia. Certainly, the administrative unit Armenia contain various nations including Turkic ones. However, it would be impossible to consider the history of the Agrida region separately from the history of Transcaucasia and Front Asia because this region was and remained a part of Azerbaijan for a long time. So, in the Urartian time, the country was named Etoyine and Uduri Etoyine and fought against incursion by Urartians when independence of this region was annulled. Upon collapse of Urartu, the Agrida region nominally admitted the political superiority of Media, having quite strong cultural impact on the inhabitants of the region. Apparently, the same name existed also during reign of the Ahamanian dynasty. Upon collapse of the Ahamanian government 330 BC, the Agrida region tried to store on independence, sometimes becoming an object of battles between Parthians and Romans. In the early Middle Ages, the political power of Sassanids was established here, and these people were obliged to traverse the Byzantine interference into this region. In this period, the Turkic inhabitants of this Azerbaijani region also partially participated in the provisional victory of Christianity in the Agrida region, but the major part of the inhabitants remained faithful to the ancient creed and subsequently accepted the Islamic religion. Till 18th century, this district was included into the array of Turkic states of Azerbaijan until establishment of the independent Irevan Khanate passing into Russia in 1828.